Have you ever wondered what secrets the Amazon rainforest is holding? Well, today we're not just going to look at pictures of the jungle, we're actually going to listen to it. Our guide is Don José Campos, an Amazonian healer, and we're about to explore his world, using his own words. So get ready, because we're diving deep into plant medicine, sacred songs, and some truly profound healing.
And there you have it. That's our personal invitation, straight from Don Jose himself. This isn't going to be just about learning facts. It's about an experience, a real transmission of energy. He's setting the stage for a journey that promises something subtle, but really, really meaningful.
All right, so to really start this journey, we've got to learn the language. Let's get the key ideas down, the core concepts of this ancient tradition. Okay, so you've probably heard the word shaman a million times, right? Well, what's so important here is that Don Jose is clear. That word isn't from his tradition. The real term is vegetalista, and it's perfect because it literally means someone who works with plants. It brings everything right back to the source, the Amazon itself.
And here's our next big word, mariri. You can think of it as the spiritual horsepower, the actual life force of the plants that a healer builds up inside themselves. This isn't just about reading a book, it's a real power, a force that they can use to heal.
So how do you become a vegetalista anyway? It's pretty fascinating. It's not always a career path you choose. More often than not, the path chooses you, especially when you're at your lowest point, when you're desperately looking for your own healing.
And this story, wow, it just perfectly captures that idea. Don Jose tells us about one of his teachers, a man who was lost to alcoholism for 40 years, and he finds his way to becoming a powerful healer. It was the plants, the medicine itself, that turned his life around when absolutely nothing else could.
So we've seen how someone might be called to this path, but what is it actually like to take that first step? Don Jose's own initiation sounds like it was completely overwhelming, something almost impossible to understand at the time. Just try to imagine that for a second. This is no gentle awakening. It's a total dismantling of everything you thought you were. He was thrown into this primal state where the line between human and animal just vanished. He didn't just see a jaguar, he was the jaguar. An experience that feels like pure insanity. He saw himself as a jaguar, which is such a powerful symbol of the Amazon. And this image here, it really tries to capture that spirit, that raw, untamed energy he had to face inside himself. And that's a huge part of this, connecting with the spirits of the natural world on the most profound level possible.
But here's the thing, that intense, crazy first journey is really just page one. Don Jose uses this perfect metaphor of an onion. The healing, the learning, it just keeps going. Ayahuasca isn't some quick fix. It's the start of a lifelong process of peeling back the layers of who you are.
Okay, so once a vegetalista has this power, this marisati, how do they actually put it to work healing other people? Well, the practice uses a very specific set of tools: songs, breath, and most importantly, a crystal clear intention. This gives us a breakdown of the saplata, which is a central healing ritual. You can see it's a very deliberate process. First preparation, then cleansing the person's energy centers, and finally transferring that healing energy. And the wildest part? The main way that energy is transferred is through song. And those songs are called ícaros. Now let's be clear, this is not just music. An ícaro is a channel for power. It's like a direct phone line to the spirits of the plants and animals. And get this, Don Jose says the plants themselves actually taught him these songs, sometimes in his dreams. You know, this journey with the plants goes so much deeper than just visions and rituals. It teaches these incredible lessons about being human, especially about the power of things like forgiveness and compassion. This is such a fascinating contrast here. Don Jose's father was a Western-trained medical doctor, and he just didn't get what his son was doing. And Don Jose explains the difference so perfectly. His dad was a doctor of human bodies, but he, with the plants, works on souls. And then, in this absolutely incredible moment of healing, Don Jose actually shared the medicine with his father. And that experience, it just completely closed the gap between them. It led to this moment of forgiveness and deep mutual respect. It's proof that these plants can mend the deepest family wounds, reminding us that true healing isn't just about the body, it's about our connections to each other. So what does it really take to be a true healer?
Don Jose points to his teacher, Don Solon, as the perfect example. It's not about being flashy or having a big ego. It's about humility, compassion, and having this deep, peaceful vibe that makes people trust you. I mean, these aren't just qualities for a vegetalista, they're the foundation for any kind of real healing.
All right, for our last section, let's bring it all full circle. We're going right back to the beginning, to the source of all this knowledge and all this power, the Amazon garden itself.
Just look at this. For a vegetalista, this is everything. It's the laboratory, the university, and the pharmacy all rolled into one. Every single plant, every vine, every leaf has a lesson to teach. It's a living library of wisdom.
You know, the sacred ayahuasca brew isn't just one plant. It's a team effort, a kind of symbolic marriage. You have the ayahuasca vine, which creates the journey, that seasickness of the spirit he talks about. Then you have the chacruna tree, and that's what brings the visions. One without the other just doesn't work. It's a perfect synergy. So how on earth did anyone figure all this out? Well, there were no books, no instruction manuals. It all came from watching. The ancient healers literally watched animals, like the jaguar, interacting with the plants. They learned from nature's own R&D department, which is just incredible. And that really leaves us with one final thought to take away. Don Jose's entire journey shows us that plants can teach us how to be more human, more forgiving, more compassionate, more connected. So the question for us is, what other profound lessons is the natural world waiting to teach us if we just, finally learn how to listen?